This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to a speed build of a luxury celebrity mansion in The Sims 4 using Get Famous. Now, technically this video is coming out after the pack has been released worldwide. However, I did record it while I had early access, so just to be on the safe side, I want to thank EA again for sending me a review copy so that I can check out the game for you guys, do some fun builds, and I'm so excited to share this with you. I actually had done two other builds before this. You've probably seen them unless you're new. If you're new, hi, welcome. I'm Stephanie, aka Simarchy. I'm a self-proclaimed mermaid who's obsessed with building in The Sims. I also love rainbows, unicorns, seahorses, the color pink, kittens, and as I said, The Sims, obsessed with this game, totally obsessed. So the first build that I did was a movie set that had a sunken pirate ship on it, which I thought was so cool, so fun. Someone even told me that it gave them vibes from the TV show Lost, even though there wasn't a pirate ship in Lost, but it was a bunch of people basically living on an abandoned island. It's a crazy TV show. It's a bit older. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It is one of my favorites. So that was a huge compliment. I was shocked. I did the whole build in about an hour, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making it, and a lot of people enjoyed it. So that was awesome. I was really happy with that one. And then the second build I did was a magical fairy castle up on a hill. Now that one I actually had to upload here as a tour because the build footage got corrupt, which was awful, because I spent so long with the terrain tools trying to make it look perfect, and then it just happened to be a tour. You didn't get to see any of the build, but it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. I love fairies, and I didn't know, actually, I found out last night while I was live streaming, or I guess yesterday morning while I was live streaming on Twitch. If you don't know, that's what I mainly do. I post YouTube videos here, but my main thing is live streaming on Twitch, hanging out with you guys, playing The Sims all day. And there is this little item. I actually haven't used it. Oh, I did. I used it in the pirate ship build, but I didn't test it. And you can stock it with sharks and some other things, piranhas, and apparently sprites, which are fairies. I had no idea. So the little tiny pond, you can put little tiny fairies in it. They're really cute. They're like blue and they fly around. I mean, they just look like little, I don't know, lit up moths or something, but they're supposed to be fairies. They're super cute. If I knew that, I would have put that into my fairy build. But those are the two that I've done so far, and they were both kind of, I mean, pirate isn't necessarily fantasy, like pirates are real, but they were both sort of on that fantasy vibe type build. Whereas this is something more realistic. It is a mansion that a celebrity would live in up in the Hollywood Hills. And I actually didn't spend too much time with terrain on this one, even though I did a lot with the fairy castle. This one, I thought, I mean, yeah, I could have made it look like it was built into the mountains, but I really wanted to take advantage of the lot size. So instead of making these big rolling hills, I just kind of manipulated the terrain ever so slightly, so you can't even really tell unless you're looking at it completely parallel that there's just like little tiny raised parts. But I thought that was cool because I felt like that felt realistic, you know? I mean, how often do you have a house that's like literally built into a hill? So the views from up here though are stunning. You're actually going to see in the screenshots, I took a lot of views like super far away so you can see the city behind it, which I actually don't normally do. In my screenshots, it's usually just super up close. You know, here's a screenshot of the front of the house, no extra borders, but this time I went crazy and took all the pictures. So you'll definitely see that at the end. Of course, if you want to fast forward to the end, I won't be mad. I know some people do that. I do that. I am guilty. I am so guilty of watching people's speed builds, watching the first 30 seconds and then skipping to the screenshots. I know, I shouldn't admit that, but like seriously, how many of you do that? Let me know. I won't be offended. I mean, you're probably not going to answer because you're probably not watching this part, so that's probably a redundant question, but yeah, I've been known to do that, and actually that would cause me to not leave comments on people's videos because I didn't actually listen to what they said, but a friend told me, who was it? It was a few friends. I think we're having a conversation. Was it during a live stream? I'm not sure, but they said I should still comment just because the way that YouTube works is when people interact with the video and like it and comment on it, it gives YouTube signals, I guess, that the video is performing well. So I am making sure that if I just like skip in and watch a few seconds of someone's build, to still comment and say that I like it. And hopefully they didn't say anything super important during their voiceover and expect me to know it. Like I always feel I always feel like I'm gonna listen to someone's voiceover. I mean, skip their voiceover and just comment and saying, oh yeah, cool, it looks beautiful. And then they announce that they were, I don't know, getting married or something. And then I'll talk to them the next day and they'll be like, yeah, so you heard the good news? And I'm like, what good news? Like, yeah, you commented on my speed build. Didn't you hear I'm getting married? Oh yeah, I totally heard. Congratulations. I mean, wouldn't that be awkward? So I guess I should maybe start listening to more speed builds if it's a friend. But I probably won't. It just takes too long. It takes too long. I mean, I much prefer touring houses because then you get to go through, I don't know, like speed builds. I should knock on speed builds because I'm literally making one right now for you to watch. But I used to enjoy speed builds much, much, much more when I was learning how to build and I didn't know what to do. And I would see something and be like, oh my God, how did they make that look like that? And I would pause and what item did they click in? And I would just go crazy because there wasn't a whole lot of tutorials. So honestly, that's another reason why I started making more tutorials because okay, so when I tour houses live, the person has to be there on Twitch. So we'll see something and go, oh my God, how did you do that? And the person will be in the chat and tell us, or we can literally dissect the build. Like we have it sitting in front of us and we could take it apart and be like, oh, they made L-shaped stairs like this. And then you learn. So it's more of a learning experience than a speed build that just kind of goes by super quickly. So for me, since I kind of know what I'm doing already and I kind of know the basics of how to build, well, I definitely know the basics of how to build a house. A speed build, I'll only really listen to if I enjoy the person's commentary. Like there's some people that I don't even care what they build. They could build the same basic box every single time, not saying names, but you know who you are. And I will still listen to every single voiceover because I enjoy that person's personality and their stories. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm actually curious well, like I said, it's kind of a redundant question because if you're listening, okay, how about this? If you're listening, tell me in the chat why you are listening to my voiceover. Just let me know. Say, do you enjoy listening to what I have to say? Do you enjoy seeing exactly how the build is done? Like if you actually are watching this video all the way through, let me know. Just let me know. Just say, hey, I enjoy listening all the way through because I want to hear about your day, which I didn't even talk about. We can talk about my day actually if you guys want, but I feel like I'm going way off track. My point of all of this was I much prefer touring houses, but I'm not going to be bringing that to YouTube. So I guess I don't have a point. I don't know what my point is. It's a pointless voiceover, but that's how all my voiceovers are, honestly. I have no idea what I'm talking about ever. I have no idea. I've never planned a single voiceover in my life. It just happens. And whenever I talk about. I guess it's a talent, a bad talent. It's the gift of gab, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not like this in person. I'm really not. I'm super quiet. I barely talk to people. I mean, I will to Steffi because she's my best friend. If you guys don't know Steffi, her name is Kitty Thulu Gaming. She does have a YouTube, but she mostly posts on, or live streams on Twitch. So if I forget to link her channel in the description, which I definitely will because I suck at remembering that, let me know in the comments if you want to link to it. I'll send it over to you guys. But she is my best friend in the world, and she plays The Sims, of course. I'll talk her ear off, but I don't know why. I think it's because her and I just relate to so many things on so many levels, and we both have a very business-oriented mind. So we can literally sit there and talk about our channels for days. Or we can talk about my business because I own a clothing store for days, which she's been helping me with. She's so sweet. She's been coming by and motivating me to work. Because if you guys don't know, I have been taking a nice little break from running my store for the past couple of months. I hired a couple people to help me out so that I can live stream full time. But one of those people can't help me at the store anymore, and I didn't want to go through rehiring and retraining and finding someone I trust, because when you're a small business owner and you hire someone to run your store, in my experience at least, every single person ever, family, friends, strangers, customers, anyone I've ever hired, except for these last couple people because they were super awesome. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but the majority of people I've ever hired just didn't treat the business well, didn't treat it like their own. Some people would steal, some people would, give extra store credit to their friends and family, and just, they didn't treat it like their own business. So I've had to go back to work since the person I super trusted put in their 2 weeks notice and couldn't help me anymore. I've had to go back. So I've kind of adjusted my schedule so that I can live stream during the day and then open the store at night, which is super weird because like what kind of stores are open at night. I don't know, especially not for a clothing store. It's just super weird. The whole situation's weird, but I'm hoping to make it work. I'm hoping to make it balance. And since I've had so much fun live streaming full time, I totally forgot what it was like to work. I mean, I didn't forget. I just don't want to work. So Steffi, bless her heart, has been coming to my store and like forcing me to work. She's like, I'm going to sit here, even if I have to just stare at you and motivate you to do things. So she's been doing that. She's been amazing. I love her so much. Like having a good friend like that is awesome. And like I said, her and I can just sit there and talk about the store, talk about live streaming, talk about our channels, talk about The Sims, talk about anything for hours and hours and hours because we kind of think the same way and we kind of motivate each other and help each other. So having someone like that in my life is really awesome because I don't always have people like that. I have my dad, which I can talk to, but he's not really a chatty type person and we don't relate on a ton of things. Like I could never talk to him about live streaming or ask him advice about the store because he just doesn't know about those things. He barely knows what a computer is. He would just not have any clue. And usually when I ask him for advice, he gives me the old go-to, whatever makes you happy, you're the boss. And I'm like, oh, just give me some advice. Well, I don't know, whatever you want to do. And my mom used to do that to me too, and it would drive me crazy, and it still drives me crazy. But that I think is just my parents' way of telling me that they love me and support me and whatever I decide they are good with, which I should just appreciate that, right? Because how often do you have people in your life that are 100% behind your back no matter what decision you make, they will be there supporting you and helping you. And I guess I'm very lucky in that regard. And that's how Steffi is too. So I didn't mean for this video to be me talking about Steffi, but my point was I don't normally just sit here and chat about nothing like I do in the voiceovers. Like that's not normal for me. I am not a chatty person. I'm not one of those people that constantly DMs people. I never text message. Like if anyone ever sends me a text message, it's something like on my way. And I'm like, okay. That's the extent of it. Even when my dad calls me, he's like, hey, are you hungry? Me? No. Okay. He doesn't even say, okay. Hungry? No. Click. Like that's our entire conversation. So voiceovers are like super extra awkward on top of being awkward because what the heck are you supposed to talk about? I used to just sit here and talk about the houses, which is fine. Like if you guys want me to start doing that again, let me know. But I don't know. I kind of just ramble instead, which like I said, is awkward, but also feels natural in a way because I at least can think of stuff to talk about, even if it's boring, stupid, like I am awkward stuff. It's stuff. Like I can just sit here and blah, 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 blah. So that's why I do think I technically have the gift of gab, even though it's not good gab. It's not good gab, but it's gab. I mean, I should talk about the house a little bit, right? Because I just said, I'm not talking about the house, but let's talk about the house. I don't know. This is a 25-minute video, which is much longer than my normal video. So already I'm having to talk more. But I don't know. I feel like saying, now I'm placing a couch and it's black and isn't it pretty is just so boring. But I don't know if you guys are into that. Let me know. I know some YouTubers that totally do that and totally are amazing at it. And people just sit there and pay attention. But I don't know. Just tell me in the comments what you like. What do you like hearing in voiceovers? But I will talk about the house. So the outside is, I know, right? The outside is super, super modern. And I had all intentions of making the inside super modern, but I will be honest, this pack definitely leans more towards the traditional, the gaudy, the super fabulous, the super luxury, but it's not modern. Now, there are a few items in here that I haven't actually used yet that to me have more of a IKEA vibe or a college dorm vibe. A lot of people say that they have a mid-century vibe, which I definitely see, but excuse me, just burping in your ears. To me, that's not like super modern. I don't know. It's not what I would imagine would be in a celebrity's home. But then again, I've never been in a celebrity's home. So I guess I don't really know. Maybe I'm trying to bring in my old days of watching, what was it called? Something Cribs, MTV Cribs. And I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure there were people that had like crazy luxurious gold toilets and swords on their wall, but fountains, I don't know. I stuck a fountain in here. It took forever trying to figure out what fountain to put in here, but I tried to make it super fancy, but I really did have intentions of making it super modern, and instead it turned out fancy. I guess fancy is a better word than gaudy. I feel so bad using that word because like the EA team's probably like, why are you calling our stuff gaudy? Unless they were going for that. I mean, come on, there's a gold toilet, there's leopard print rugs, there's zebra print chairs. Like, that is gaudy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's gaudy, but in the best way possible, right? It's fun to have this stuff in the game. But oh, you know what would be fun? Okay, so on Twitch, I have a series where I build a shell and you guys download it and furnish it and then upload it, and we tour them every Friday, which coincidentally, this is going up on a Friday, so you can come hang out like after this if you want to come see us on the live stream, or before this. Oh gosh, you have to time travel because I think I'm uploading this later today. So next Friday's Black Friday. Oh my God, biggest shopping day of the year. Next Friday, you can come join us. Oh, what happened? Oh my God, my video. Oh, I should have addressed this. But yeah, next Friday, come join us on Furnish Me. But I was going to say two things. You can download the shell if you want. Well, it's a house. So you can download it on Furnish and refurnish it super ultra modern if you want to show me how it's done. And the second thing I was going to say is I didn't realize that the first, what was it, half? Oh my God, more than half of this video, the bottom, you guys probably already know this, you're probably yelling at me through the screen. The bottom wasn't lined up in my OBS recording software. So it was just like a black line bar, a black bar at the bottom. I'm really sorry. I did not notice that till obviously a little bit after it was halfway built. And you know me, I'm not going to go back and rebuild it because of that. So I was going to say, I can see if I can fix it in editing, but then what's going to happen is you're going to have like an outstretched, either the side view is going to disappear, like part of the sidebar is just going to disappear, or it's going to be long and extended and warped. So I'm just going to leave it. Hopefully you guys didn't even notice, but I'm sorry about that. I lost my train of thought now. I did actually end up fixing it. As you can see, the black bar is gone now. I hope that wasn't too distracting. I've just been having technological issues lately. It seems like when one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. And I'm going to totally knock on wood because I cannot stand any more technology issues. Please no more. But the first thing that happened, well, maybe the second thing. The first thing that was happening was my internet wasn't really working, and I couldn't figure out if it was my internet or my computer, but during live streams, it would just completely cut me off randomly and reconnect, and then I'd lose all the viewers, and it was just awful, and people would get annoyed. I mean, they weren't actually annoyed. They were super nice about it and super respectful and patient, but I felt like it was annoying. And I finally figured out there was a software on my computer that was basically killing the connection once it reached a certain bandwidth or something like that. I don't know. I'm not very technical. So I finally had those issues figured out. And then my store where I used to live stream and record out of had some sort of power outage, and it completely fried everything. It fried luckily not my computer, but my second monitor. It fried my credit card machine. It fried my cable modem, my phone, like everything fried. And thankfully, you know, after a bit of time and money, everything's been replaced, but that was super awful. And then this computer started having issues again, disconnecting from the internet. Same computer, but the software that I originally deleted was gone. So I don't know why I was doing it. I spent weeks troubleshooting, changing routers, changing modems, swapping computers out, trying a different computer, taking it to my store, trying a different internet, switching internet service providers, calling the tech guy out 50 times, literally tried everything and couldn't figure it out. I even reinstalled Windows and ended up almost breaking my computer because it wouldn't reload. I almost had a dead computer on my hands, and I had to buy a little USB drive, which I still have here, and install some sort of like backup version of Windows. I still don't even know what I did. I read so many tutorials to figure out how to do it. And I was finally able to reinstall Windows. So I was like, okay, problem solved. I did a couple test streams. Everything was good. And then it started working again. So I don't even know how I fixed it. I eventually ended up fixing it. I just watched a million tutorials, read a million articles, tried every single thing they suggested, and it's finally working. Knock on wood, it stays working. I don't know what fixed it, so don't ask me if you're having the same issue. Just try everything. Read every article, try everything, change every setting on OBS, on the computer, on Twitch. Finally, it's working okay. And then I've been having other technological issues where my mouse decides in the middle of doing whatever I'm doing, like it could be hours after I'm using the computer, that it no longer wants to move, and it just kind of like freezes, and then it'll like slightly move a tiny bit, and then it'll jump over here, and then it'll take 2 hours to scroll down here. And I don't know what's doing that. I actually used a second mouse. I could unplug this one, replug a new one, and it was still doing the same thing after a while. So I don't know what's causing that. I don't know if it's like when the computer is getting to a certain temperature level or what, but that was awful. Still awful. I still don't know how to fix it. And then I had corrupted footage, and I still don't know how this happened because I was recording Was it on this computer? I think it was. So I have 2 laptops. This is my main one. It's a good one. I spent a lot of money. It's like seriously a really good top of the line. I'm so sorry. I keep burping. Top of the line computer. And then I have my spare one, which is like my older laptop, which still works fine, but it doesn't have like the best graphics card or anything like that. It's not great for live streaming, but it'll work as a backup. So I was using my good computer and I was rendering a video, I believe, while recording another video because we didn't have a whole lot of time. I think we had like a day maybe before when we got early access until embargo lifted. And it was one of my employees' last day at the store, so I spent the whole day recording videos. I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this. And I didn't get much done because it was hard to record something and then do the voiceover. Like I record something, then render it, then do the voiceover, then render it, then edit it, then upload it. So I was trying to multitask, which I don't usually do. Like if the computer is rendering something, I leave it alone. But it's definitely a beast of a PC. It's definitely capable of handling it. But for whatever reason, my recording came out, I wouldn't even say choppy. It just didn't come out for the magical fairy build that I was talking about earlier. You'd see one shot and then it would stay on that shot for like 20 minutes and then switch to another shot and stay on that one for like 20 minutes. And then it finally got into a moving part of the video speed build towards the very end. But by that point, there wasn't left. Like you would have got a 2-minute speed build of the last like 30, a 2-minute speed build of the last 30 seconds. That makes 0 sense. You would have gotten a 2-minute speed build of the last portion of the build is what I was trying to say. So I couldn't use that. And then, something else happened. What else happened? I don't know. I really don't want to jinx myself, but my point is I hope I don't have any more issues. Oh, did you see that crazy bathroom that went by so fast? I totally wasn't paying attention to the build. That bathroom is crazy. This whole upstairs is so gaudy. Like the downstairs, I was really trying to make look sleek and modern, even with traditional furniture. But upstairs, I just gave up. Like I gave up upstairs. It's gaudy. There's leopard print. There's a big giant fountain in the bathroom. There's marble walls. There's there's a pink bedroom, which I love. And then because you're gonna see me put an actual garden, sort of garden in the middle of the hallway. I went crazy, guys. I went crazy upstairs. Let's just say that. The downstairs is nice and the upstairs is whoa. But maybe you like it. I don't know. Let me know. Do you like it? I mean, I hope you would let me know. I hope that if there's something that you absolutely hate, you would give me constructive criticism. I would hope so. And I tend to actually, I don't know, like I actually take the criticism. It doesn't bother me is what I'm trying to say. It used to bother me. Someone would comment on something and be like, oh, why didn't you do this differently? And I'd be like, oh my God, they hate me. I'm horrible. I'm an awful builder. Why would you say that? You just made me cry. I don't do that anymore. For example, someone, don't want to call you out, said something about my house. I'm not going to say what they said because then I will call them out, sort of. You can go find the comment. There's not many comments on my videos. But they didn't like a specific feature of a house that I did, and they said I should do it differently. And that was actually one of my favorite features of the houses. So I didn't let it bother me, but I will take it into consideration next time I do a house like that. So, that's what I'm trying to say. If you just hate this and you're like, wow, this is awful, don't say that. But you can freely tell me in the comments, hey, I wasn't so crazy about this. Why don't you try this next time? I will not take offense. So definitely let me know. And there's a vault. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. The speed build goes by really fast, doesn't it? It's probably just because I'm not paying attention. I did create a little vault upstairs with a dinosaur head and money and gold bars and all that fun stuff. And then at the very, very end when I was taking screenshots, I realized there was no access to the pool. This is supposed to be an infinity pool. I have no idea if I pulled it off. I need to look at better pictures of infinity pools, but I did try. I'm sure it's not the best, but I tried. And then I realized there was absolutely no access to the pool. So I rebuilt the deck. I believe you could jump in from there. I would imagine you could. I wouldn't see why not, but there you go. There was my awkward speed build. Look at these beautiful shots though. Look how pretty this is. Del Sol Valley, yes or no to movie thing. It's such a small town. It's beautiful though. There are a good amount of lots to build on. It's not the biggest town we've ever had, but it is gorgeous and I love it. And I like that there's a rundown part of town and I like that there's a luxury part of town. It's great for storytelling. It's great for builders. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you again, EA, for giving me early access. I feel so lucky and privileged that I am an EA game changer, and just thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to build this for you guys before the pack was released. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe if you want to check out more videos. Like I said, I have a ton of speed builds, and I kind of alluded to this, but I have two whole entire playlists of build tutorials, one for beginners, one for advanced players. So basically, if there's anything you like to do in The Sims when it comes to building, I've got some videos to help you guys out. If you have any more suggestions for speed builds or tutorials, as always, feel free to put them in the chat. Make sure to subscribe. It definitely helps me out. I think I'm just about to hit 7,000 subscribers, which that number doesn't feel real to me. Like, we're just a few subscribers off. So if you're one of those people that helps me out, let me know in the comments that you just subscribed. And if you want to hang out on Twitch, again, I don't know if this was posted before or after. What time is it? 15? Oh yeah, 15 minutes is not going to be enough to edit this. So if you missed our Twitch stream earlier today, come on by Sunday. We're doing a new series called Star Stalker, where we murder Sims. I just got to throw that in there. We murder celebrity Sims, and you can actually be a part of that series by uploading your Sim to the gallery with hashtag #SimarchyStalkMe. Make me a celebrity, make me a fake celebrity, or upload your Sim self, and I will make them a celebrity. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed this build. Come and hang out on Twitch if you want. More speed builds, more tutorials coming here. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. It means a lot. I will see you guys next time. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye! Wait guys, before you go anywhere, don't forget to click over here to watch new videos and click on my face when I disappear to subscribe.